Welcome to day 2 of our 12 Makes a Christmas series, the 2020 edition. Today we're going to be doing another free motion quilting video tutorial. It is the Holly Background Stencil. It's a great one for this time of year for any of the holiday projects you have going on. I first did it on a table runner for my mom. It was her first piece table runner as a quilter. Yes, I taught my mom to sew, not the other way around. And it's really, really fun. And it's one of those stencils that I would never be able to quilt on my own. But when I've got a nice line to follow, I can do a fabulous job with it and create a nice festive design. All right, so we're going to get into the video. It's actually a replay of one that we filmed before, so I'm going to look a little different in a few seconds, but we wanted to make sure to bring you these free motion quilting tutorials first because we know a lot of you guys probably have a few tops that need finishing by Christmas Eve. So we are doing that first so you have time to order your supplies, get them, and hopefully finish by Christmas Eve. All right, let's get watching the tutorial. Let's get started. All right, so like I said, we're going to be working with the Holly stencil today. I have got my pounce pad here. To fill this, you're just going to pop off this top. It's like a bank topper or bottom when you were a kid. You're going to fill it up with the chalk that comes with it or a refill. You can get those from us as well. Then you're going to bang it against a hard surface 50 times. Like really hard, like you really are ticked at somebody. And that is going to force the chalk to come through to the applicator, so that way you can really get this nice and saturated. And if you're filling it for the first time, repeat that and do it a second 50 times once you filled it up to the top, and that will push the chalk through. Now this stencil is a little bit different than the ones we've worked on before. Normally when we're working with a stencil this large, the repeat is from top to bottom. In this case, the repeat is from side to side. So we've got our registration mark here, and you can see that we're going to quilt all the way down and then end up over here, and then we're going to repeat and do it all over again. So let's just go ahead and mark our quilt first. In this case, I'm using a fat quarter to practice with, and I recommend, even if you are going to be doing this on a full quilt, always practice on a fat quarter sandwich first, because then you will get the muscle memory and the motion down a little bit before you have to do it for real on the real thing. I know when I did it for the first time, I just kind of went for it, and the first couple holly leaves, they looked okay, but they looked a whole lot better by the time I was on my second and third pass. So if you can get that out of the way on a piece that doesn't really matter, and you can always, bind it and use it as a placemat, then that would be great. All right, so I've got everything nice and primed here. So now I'm going to swipe it across. I know this is called a pounce pad, so it is really tempting to pounce it, but you really just want to swipe it across, and that is what will get the chalk to transfer through. The white part is kind of like the same material that you would use if you were screen printing a t-shirt. It's just a fine mesh, and so it allows that chalk powder to fall through. Now I'm going to go ahead and just pull up my corners a little bit and make sure that that chalk is transferred through. Looks like I could do a little bit better on that side. Let's see this side. That side's showing up real well. Give it a few more bangs, and I'm going to swipe across one more time here. The reason why I always only pull up on the corners is because once it gets moved, it's kind of hard to get it back in the same spot. So if you can just check in a corner, that usually works the best. Oh, that is looking very nice. All right, so now I'm going to lift this up, and we need to now position it over here. So you can see I've got my little registration mark. It looks like a target. So what I can do is I can sort of fold that back and put my thumb there and line it up so that it is right on top. And you sometimes, depending on what the fabric is like underneath, can kind of see through to make sure that everything is lining up the way you want it to. That a little bit further in there. All right, that's looking good. And I can tell from over here, you probably can't see it on camera, but I can tell that the line is coming through here. And so that way it's going to be nice and sort of snugged in next to each other, but I won't have any overlapping lines. You also can use your blocks on your quilt to sort of help you be in alignment, but in this case, we're just using a fat quarter. So a little bit different because we don't have those normal pieces to use as guides. Very nice. Now that is very nice and thorough. You can see here where everything came together that matched up perfectly. My registration marks were right on top of each other. So now we're just going to start over here, and what we're going to do is we're going to quilt in, and I'm going to quilt this part first and go all around the holly leaf, and then I'm going to pop in and out, do a little loop-de-loop, and then repeat. And just kind of keep going around the whole holly leaf, and then in and out and on to the next one. They're just all a little bit different size. The shape is all about the same, and it just is a really nice all over quilting design for your holiday projects. Let's get started. So normally you see me quilt from top to bottom, but because this one goes from right to left, I'm actually going from right to left here too. So I'm going to quilt all the way up and over, and then eventually we're going to pop over here. And as always, what I've done is I'm going to be quilting with one hand up and one hand down so you can see over on the side camera. But normally I would quilt with my hands like this, so that way I am just sort of moving around the machine and really holding on to that fabric well. And I have reduced my stitch length to 0 because my feed dogs are not lowering on my machine today. Having a problem, but you would want to lower your machine feed dogs if you can. If not, just reduce your stitch length to 0. And I've got my speed control set at medium because that's easier for me to sort of keep a steady speed and stitch length on that setting. Let's get started. I always start by bringing my needle down and back up again. That way I can pull the bobbin thread to the top, and that will keep it out of the way and from getting a nasty thread nest underneath. It's not super important for a practice piece like this one, but it's just a good habit to be into. The other thing I'm making sure I'm doing is that the part with the chalk is not rubbing against my body. I've got it set on so that this part is up, because otherwise the chalk could rub off on my shirt and then I won't be able to see where I'm going next, and that's not good. When you are working and moving your hands around the quilt, also be careful not to drag your hands. Make sure you lift them and then set them down. That'll help keep the chalk in place until you have gotten around your holly leaf. All right, so we're going to start right here. We're going to come in and we're going to quilt all the way around the holly leaf. We're going to come in, out, do the loop, and then go on again and repeat that process. You should hear that machine making a really steady stitch. And if it's moving at a steady pace, and you're moving at a steady pace, then you're gonna have really consistent stitch length. And that's always the goal. All right, so I'm just following along those peaks. It really is not that bad. So when I come to the center, I'm gonna quilt in, back out again, and most of the chalk has come off by this point as I quilted around it, but I can still see where I'm going. So now I'm going to go ahead and loop around that first loop-de-loop. And I'm not perfectly on the line, but the lines are going to go away, so it's no big deal. It's more important to kind of follow that idea of the line. All right, so now we're going to come over into our second holly leaf. I'm kind of stitching in place a couple of times at each one of those points, and what that does is it allows me to kind of pause for a second and think about what I'm doing before I move on to the next bit. And that way I've got really nice sharp points as opposed to more of a curve, which is not what we want to have. Okay, so I'm coming into the center. Again, most of the chalk is off by now, but I was able to see it long enough to see what I was doing. I'm going to kind of peek around, see where I'm going next. See, I've got a loop-de-loop coming. And then we're going right into another holly leaf. All right, I have not really repositioned my hands yet. It's time to do that though. I'm losing control, I can tell that. Now I am about to start this leaf here. So always want to stop with your needle down at a point where it's going to be inconspicuous when you start again if you have a little bit of a jog. So good spots to do that are always points because you're going to be changing directions anyway. So you can just stitch in place a couple of times and then move on with yourself. But you want to be able to get back up to your steady speed and then start moving. And that will help keep it from looking like you've got giant stitches when you get started or a big wobbly mess. Just working my way around. And really by the time I made it around each of these holly leaves, that center has been pretty much gone as far as the chalk is concerned. But you know you just have to go up the center to kind of create the spine of that leaf. So you can just kind of eyeball it. All right, I'm just gonna keep on quilting this. It is literally the exact same process. We got a couple of loop-de-loops, and then we get into the holly leaf, and then we're just gonna bounce around from corner to corner. here we are. We're going to bounce from our point to our next point, trying to keep nice smooth curves in between. Back to the point again. Now here we are at the center. The majority of the chalk is off, but I can kind of see the outline of where it was, so I'm just going to create that spine. And just don't worry too much if some of the chalk is gone. At that point, you've got the majority of it. You can eyeball it from there because those lines are going to go away, and if you aren't perfectly on them, no big deal. Basically, as long as you remember to quilt the outside of those holly leaves first, then you're always going to be able to catch up with that spine at the end, even if the most of the chalk is off. All right, so you can see that we've got some really nice holly leaves here with some nice little swirls in between. The beautiful thing is that leaves are not perfect in nature, so they don't have to be in your quilting either. You can kind of faintly see where the line of the chalk still is, but it is really easy to get it off from here. And then any trace of not being perfect is just gone. It just looks really nice. It's a great all over background design for any of your holiday quilts, and hopefully this will inspire you guys to get going so you can enjoy them on your couch this holiday season and not have to be up till midnight sewing binding on them. Again, thank you so much for following along with this week's video tutorial. This is the Holly Background Stencil with full line stencil. We have it along with the pounce pads, the machiner's quilting gloves, basically everything you need to get going over at shop.quiltaddictsanonymous.com. If you enjoy these video tutorials, a great way to say thanks is when you see a project that you want to give a go, that if you get the supplies from us, we really appreciate it. It helps us bring you more video tutorials. Please like and subscribe so that more people can get inspired to do some good stuff on their quilting and finish more quilts at home on their own sewing machine. Thanks so much, and until next week, happy quilting.